Well, hi guys. The past, God, how many years? It's been quite a journey here on YouTube, hasn't it? It's been pretty incredible. People have come and gone, the characters we have on here, and I'm definitely a character, that's for sure, along with the other characters on here, but some of them are more outstanding than others, and, when I sit here and look back and I look at the time I've spent on YouTube, and the experiences I've had with people on here, it's almost like it's another world, actually. Was I really part of this shit? Well, I was. But it's interesting how a lot of these characters develop and kind of what happens to their lives after a while. Not everybody turns out to be tried and true, if you know what I mean. A lot of people come on here and they claim this and claim that, but they don't measure up to their claims, but that's part of social media. And yes, being attacked by people. I mean, look, you put yourself out there, right? I put myself out there. And whoever's on there puts themselves out there. They got to realize that if you're going to be on social media, you're going to be subject to somebody that don't like you for whatever reason, or they'll make up a reason why they don't like you. I mean, I could go into all the intricate parts of this as to what drives people to taunt and humiliate and attack other people on here, but that would be too long of a show to actually do. It's just part of social media, and you either be part of it or you just get your taste of it and move on. I've been on there a pretty damn long time. Been on a very long time, okay? And what I discovered that most of the characters on here, they tend to come from some kind of dicey past, how they grew up, where they came from, and experiences they had, and they bring it to the Philippines. I mean, look, you carry your body no matter where you go, right? You're going to carry all your luggage with you too, right? That's what it's all about. So if you were an asshole back in the country you came from, you'll probably still be an asshole back in the country you're in now. Some things just don't change. It's just that there's a big difference being in a foreign country. You have to realize there are a set of laws that maybe you don't like out here, and maybe you feel because you think you're privileged because you come from a Western culture like America, USA. You're not privileged. No, you're not. And it's an equal system of law out here, whether you believe it or not, okay? They don't care if you're a Filipino or you're an American. They don't give a shit either way. You might say that, no, they're going to lean more toward a Filipino than a foreigner if, say, a problem occurs. But that's not necessarily true. They still have to follow the law out here. Everybody does. And as such, when you become part of social media, you're putting yourself out there. You're showing you're good or you're showing you're bad, and people are going to like you, love you, hate you, despise you, or just very indifferent. But when you make that decision to come on social media, you got to realize that I don't care if it's Twitter, I don't care if it's Facebook, I don't care if it's YouTube. It's the same shit. You're going to experience the same shit no matter what media you're on. There's always going to be a wisecracker out there. There's always going to be somebody deprived of a life who wants to live your life, who's actually possibly living vicariously through your life. Damn, have I experienced that. I think there's a number of people that are living their lives vicariously through my shows through the years and through my life. What's been going on in my life, whether they were court issues or contrived something, whether they thought I had money or didn't have money, or was my house or not my house, my relationships and my family members, whether I had bankruptcies, whatever. I mean, get a clue and get a fucking life, man. In my lowest moments, I think back and I say, you know what, I've had some low moments in my life, but I don't think I've had any low moments like some of these clowns out here. I just really don't think so. And it makes me feel good about myself. Even at a low moment I've had in my life, I look back and I see how some of these people are living or hoping to live, and they just can't seem to get to that place in life, So they got to attack you, and, because maybe in some form or way, I don't know, you're doing something that might be better than them. Maybe you're happy with the woman that you met, or maybe you got yourself into a good position, perhaps, financially. Maybe you own a house, you've got a long-term relationships. In other words, things have worked out for you, right? There's some people who really are very envious of that. And as such, they're going to attack you and make up things about you to make you be the guy with the black hat. Well, you could make up any story you want. Does it mean it's real? Okay, you could be the biggest criminal on here, and you can say, I've been framed, Your Honor. I've been framed. Well, I know somebody who's actually been framed. It's in my room. It's in a frame, I swear. You know I have that, right? Look, it's not that I got the kind of pleasure like a fucking orgasmic pleasure from having to do something that I really didn't want to do. You know what I mean? But it's not orgasmic, but it's still euphoric in a way where, you've accomplished something that you felt that you needed to do, right? I mean, for good reason, not because you simply didn't like the person. It's nothing like that at all. It's not like that at all. I mean, a person would have had to have done something really fucking bad. Now we got these asswipes who hide behind they're being very anonymous, and they hide, blank screens all the time. They never come on camera at all. And they could throw words at you and make up stories and devote shows particularly about you. Yeah. No, they don't do that on here. No, I never seen anything like that. That doesn't happen on YouTube. I assure you it doesn't happen. Okay. Well, actually it does. And it's been done to me and even others. But, you ask yourself what drives these people to do this shit, and, I have a way of looking back at all this history, okay? First of all, I'm dumbfounded by the amount of time I have actually been on YouTube. The crap that I put up with on here. But wait a minute. The story gets better. It's not that I didn't enjoy myself on here, because look, you can't hold me to something unless there's some form of enjoyment. Yeah, like somebody turns you on to some chick, right? And, maybe she's not good in bed. Maybe she's not attracted to her or something, right? Do you want to see her again? It's kind of like that. Maybe you had your fun first round and you decided that it's pretty played out. I need to be more nomadic, perhaps, if that's your gig, and try other women on for size. Okay, or maybe you don't like the town you're living in. Move out to another town, whatever it might be. You've got these choices, You could choose to stay around in YouTube or not. That's just kind of a personal decision you have to make on your own. But, when the fun runs out, the enjoyment runs out, it's kind of come to that. That's why I haven't. I was tempted on probably 6 occasions to come on and continue my live streaming. Then I asked myself, why? Why? Okay, there are some people making a couple of bucks. And even though you might see people that have 50,000 or more subscribers, they're not really making as much money as you think they are. Let's see, Overstay Road can make anywhere from a couple of hundred to 3,000 a month on a really good month on his, if you want to look up on Social Blade. Now, if you can make 3,000 a month, you're doing pretty damn good. But it's not always on a steady basis. So you can't guarantee that kind of income. And it takes a special kind of show to make that kind of money. You got to find something about this character really interesting. Now, I'm a really interesting character. I think I am. But unfortunately, I'm too much of an interest, but not in a positive way. Now, don't get me wrong. It's not that I created this situation for myself, as somebody would say. Say anything you want. No, it was created for me. How do you get out of something like that? It's not that I was planning a YouTube career where I was going to get wealthy on here, or that I even needed the money that bad. It was never like that at all. You remember my start. For years, I'd never been monetized. I never pushed my channel. I never even put in, those meta tags and all that. Kind of a worldwide description of your channel. It's an information highway to get your show out to the public. I rarely ever did that. That's even from the beginning. When I first monetized, I never used to do that. I hardly ever put information in to attract new people to my channel. So what did I wind up with? A bunch of you thugs out there. That's what I wound up with. A bunch of you thugs. But that's my fault. Maybe I just didn't really care. Okay, because I had fun talking story. That's what they call it in Hawaii. Talking story. Okay. It's just another way of saying rapping the people on there, talking some shit, and sharing information and knowledge or about your stay in the Philippines and experiences, good or bad. That's all my channel has ever really been. But there's a few bad eggs out there that spoil it for everybody else. And my channel was under attack in the early years. I don't really know where I'd be today if it wasn't for a few people that just decided they didn't like me, okay? Well, you know the story from there and where I'm at right now. Okay, so it was a personal choice. I decided not to make any more. No, I didn't get knocked off, anything like that. I could make a live stream anytime I want, but not on this channel. I don't have enough subs on here. I'm on a separate channel altogether, is what it is. All right, go look at the stats, whatever. You'll see that this is not part of my original channel. And no, it's not because I got knocked off. That's not what happened. The channel is on what you call hidden. You could hide your channel. I could go on tomorrow and do a live stream if I really wanted to. I just don't see the purpose of it. So I figured the next best thing was just to do some commentaries and, in the form of uploads. Difference is the uploads take a long time. If you go on live stream, it's instantaneous, so it's kind of cool in that respect. But all you wind up getting on there is some lame comments, and you're chasing people away all the time, and it just invites trouble. That's why I said, if you remember, years ago I said this. I said that live streaming was probably the worst thing to happen for YouTube, and I was right. Most successful channels, and you'll see them, are not live streaming. Look at 8 Miles From Home. There's a number of channels out there. What's that name? Finn? That Finn guy? I mean, there's a lot of channels that are not live. They are the most successful YouTubers going on out there. They don't do live streams. That's the difference. The reason people do live streams is because they want to get the super chats, super stickers, things like that, okay? That's why they do that. But if your channel is successful enough, you don't need to do live streaming. You can just do your regular shows, uploads. And if you got the right audience and all that, you can get some pretty good advertisers on there, even some sponsors. And you can make some pretty decent money on it. But that's according to what direction that you want to take. Yeah, there's a world of good out there if you really work hard. But then, to make a channel successful, it does take editing, the music, everything else. And I've known YouTubers in the past that were doing very well, and they admitted that it wasn't worth the time they had to put into their channel to get the subscribers and donations and everything, because they had to do editing all the time, and it became a real job after a while. So how much do you normally get paid an hour last time you worked? Are you making that kind of money per hour, putting together your show, and if you have to do some editing, okay? Like our friend there, Fazio, our good friend Fazio. He says, I get at least $50 an hour for my time. Okay, so Imagine if this guy got into editing and learned editing. Everybody would be in trouble, okay? Because he wants $50 to $75 an hour for his time, okay, that he spends on there. Well, that wouldn't work out very well, would it? You know. So editing would be out of the case for this guy, or anybody else, really. But if you have a channel where you're not doing live streams, I mean, I'm not worried about that. I mean, we're like out of here, you know what I mean? Like out of here. This actually could be my last upload on here, unless something so fucking monumental came up that I had to share it. That's okay. That's okay. You don't have to believe me. You don't have to believe me. Look, I've reached a point where I had a quest. The only thing that kept me on all this time, I want to tell you, you want the truth. I'm going to tell you the truth. The only thing that has kept me on all this time is I had a bone to pick with somebody. Okay, and I had to work very hard, and I had to expose the person through their own videos. That is now evidence, but were being used on my show, showing the character of this person for everyone to see. Everyone to see. That was my job at the time. Now we've reached a point where I have reached a certain level of success in what I was trying to succeed in, okay? So I you know, there's nothing more to say about it. And as I said in a recent show, probably my last one I did, just let the legal system take care of whatever needs to be taken care of, no matter what direction it goes, no matter what direction, your direction, the other party's direction, whatever happens, is going to happen, whether it's something I like or don't like, or whether it's something he likes or don't like. There is no control at this point. Yes, I could pull out. That's what he said to the woman. I can pull out, baby. You're not going to get pregnant. Yeah, that doesn't always work that way, does it? So I could pull out if I want. But I chose not to, because the guy was such an incredible creep that wouldn't stop. And I had to make a point. I said, enough is enough, mofo. Enough is fucking enough. And he's still in a jail cell, still doing the same shit. So, you know, I got a good heart, physically and emotionally. I've got a conscience. I've got, you know, I have compassion in my heart and soul. But there are some cases where you just can't have that compassion. And hopefully my viewers understand that. Okay, so that's what I have to say. That's my spiel. Call me Steven Spiel. Okay, that's my spiel. Take it or leave it. Okay, I think enough is enough. And, you know, like that expression where, you know, roll the dice. See what happens. You get snake eyes, you get fucking snake eyes. You get lucky 7, you get lucky 7. It's not up to me anymore if I stay on this path. It's not up to me. But the road that's going to be traveled by the other individuals is going to be a really rough road. It's been a rough road so far. And I have a damn good gut feeling that it's not going to get any better. It don't matter what the fuck he says on his shows. It don't matter to me. It don't matter what you say about me on your shows. Shit, I've been doing this almost 8 fucking years. You think anything anybody says about me is even phasing me at this point? Fuck no. Hell no. Shit, I got elephant skin at this point. Let me tell you. That's not the problem. The problem is that I don't feel like giving public relations to somebody. Okay? That's not my job. I don't get paid for that. I'm not giving PR to some creep that's sitting in a fucking jail cell. Let him suffer the whole fucking way. Look, remember what I said about I don't give a fuck whether he gets married or is able to get married or not? I meant that. I just feel sorry for the woman, that's all it is. That's all I've been saying on my show. Because you all know he's going to get hurt. She's going to get hurt. Okay? But you know what? All truth, it is their business. It absolutely is. I will say that up front. It's their business. It's just a shame that it's not real. It's just a shame that he's just using her as a political tool or a legal tool. That's my point. I don't give a shit who he marries. Okay? I don't give a rat's ass who he marries. In fact, he could marry a rat and lick that rat's ass. He probably would. He's been licking every other woman's ass, so why not a rat's ass? See what I'm saying? See what I'm saying? God, I even hate his voice. There's nothing about that guy I like. I can't even stand looking at him, nevertheless listening to him. You all got that kind of feeling out there? That kind of visceral effect? Yeah, I kind of had that with somebody else too, and I still do. But lo and behold, things kind of worked out. You know, I really wondered whether I'd ever see him in any kind of jail cell at all, because COVID came in, and that was a bad period, guys. Putting this guy's issue aside for a second, that was a horrible period of time. Almost 3 years. I got stuck in Hawaii, but that's kind of a lame statement when I say I got stuck in Hawaii when I went to visit, fix up the house. If you got to get stuck anywhere, it's kind of a lame statement to say I got stuck in Hawaii. It's not like you got fucking stuck in the slums of Chicago or something, or rather Detroit. It's fucking Hawaii, where I lived for 14 fucking years. Most beautiful fucking place in the world. So, that terminology, got stuck in Hawaii, yeah, it is kind of a lame statement. But if you have to get stuck, getting stuck in Hawaii, it ain't a bad place to be. At least for its ambiance. The ambiance was just incredible. And yes, I do got good memories in Hawaii, I absolutely do. But it was not the best social place for me in the world, because it had to do with the attitude of the locals. Even the mainlanders that moved over to Hawaii, they all had an attitude. You had to deal with that all the time. So basically, I chose even then not to deal with a lot of people. Okay? I'd go out, find some beautiful spot to go to, sit near the ocean, do some whale watching, dolphin watching. That's what I did with my time a lot, if you really want to know. And working on my garden, I love doing that stuff. It was a relatively good life out there. It's just that the people really sucked. The attitudes with the local Hawaiians really fucking sucked. It just really sucked. But the pinnacle to all this is when I had to deal with a bunch of different tenants. They weren't all bad, but they weren't all good either. And I said, being a landlord really sucked. Even a landlord to my own family member, it sucked. I could feel that fucking negative energy coming through my walls. As much as I do love my brother, and no, we're not spending personal time talking about family, but I'm going to mention this, that negativity is still negativity. I don't care who the fuck it is. You can feel the negativity coming through your walls. It's time to get the fuck out of there. And then when you have to deal with unruly fucking tenants, it's time. Get rid of the fucking place. And that's exactly what I did. End of story there. We don't need to go into any more detail in regards to what actually transpired. You don't know unless you've lived there, and you don't know unless you're me, and you don't know unless you experience what I did. It cost me a lot of stress. It caused my brother a lot of stress. We cause each other a lot of stress. Sometimes you got to move on in life, and that's why some people are moving to the Philippines and other countries. They want to get that grass that's greener on the other side, but they don't always find what they're looking for. And when they don't, they get agitated, or if they can't make it to another country, they get agitated. They get pissed off at people that are already settled in here in the Philippines. They found the love of their life, that they're living a decent situation, that they planned ahead, that they have enough money to live on, they're not going to worry about it, they had a medical emergency, that they could live the kind of style that they want, do what they want, when they want, if they want, how often they want. That's how I'm living right now. I could be happy watching a good movie on TV as long as I'm with the woman I love. I don't need to be traveling all over the fucking planet, although we do have some planned trips already. We went on one already. I didn't even talk about it. But we do have some more planned trips, even more local trips that we haven't been frequenting that we should have done many years ago. Yeah, it sucks, the humidity out here, but you got to live out here, and you got to have a life. So you know what? I'm going on with my life. What I will say to my opponent out there is, well, what can I really say to my so-called opponent out there? It is what it is. And you made it what it is. So, as I said, don't point that broken finger to me. You get it broken, believe me. I don't like you, and I'm showing you how I don't like you. But it's not just because I don't, or decided I didn't like you. It's what you did is what I did not like, and how it affected me is what I did not like. It's your attitude I did not like. It's your cockiness I did not like. It's you, the whole package, I didn't like. And not because I just decided not to like you and I just picked you out of a crowd. You did some pretty shitty stuff to me. You said some pretty shitty stuff, and to this day, while you're still incarcerated, you're still saying shitty stuff because you don't learn, you can't learn. Do you expect me to have a guilty conscience of putting you away? Fuck that shit. I'm happy as a fucking clam on a sunny day on the beach. Okay? I'm happy as hell. I didn't think I'd get to that point of achieving. Nobody was paid off. Nobody did anything dastardly under the table to get you there, pal. We just brought up the evidence that we needed to paint the proper picture of who the fuck you are. And here you are, pretending to live the high life in your fucking cell. Well, you know what? You're living the high life in comparison where you should be and where you might actually end up. So don't rub your knuckles against your chest too much longer, because shit sometimes happens. We know you're getting drinks snuck in your cell. You got the usage of your cell phone. Life is good. Ordering stuff. And we know you got money put away. Stop the bullshit lies. This is the last thing I'm going to say about all of this. Right now, right here. We'll make it less than 30 minutes. It's 28 minutes and 19 seconds. Enjoy where you are now, because your future might be a whole lot more grim. But who knows? Like I said, I'm an honest guy. I don't know where this is going to go. I don't think it looks good for you. And even if I just had you in there for a year, imprisonment, it's imprisonment, it's what you call it. If it has bars and you can't go outside and party, you're fucking in prison. You're in fucking prison. Face the fact that I achieved my goal. Even if it went no further than that, I have achieved my goal. And I'm happy with it. And I still will be. No matter what happens, I'll be a lot happier if my goal is reached. That you will be permanently kicked out of this fucking country, blacklisted forever, so you don't have to hurt another Filipina or Filipino in your life. Okay? And to show you that you are not above the fucking law, I got 30 seconds left. That you are not above the fucking law. Just because you're an American does not make you extra special sauce. Enjoy your stay. Enjoy your Christmas in fucking jail, you motherfucker. And if anything more comes out of this, my level of happiness will grow mathematically. Have a good Christmas and a wonderful New Year, you piece of shit.